Okay, how's it going, everybody?
What's up? What's up?
How are you doing here with Peter from Cobra Kai Kompanion? Dude, what's going on?
Hey man, not a whole lot. We decided to be twinsies
We're
today, rocking
twinsies
the
today.
there
Yep.
you go.
Yep.
Sensei William Christopher Ford.
Shout
So
out.
good friend of the podcast, absolutely.
Yeah.
Dennis lives.
Dennis does live. He's probably somewhere. Do you think we're gonna see him?
It's possible.
Dude, I'd love to see him just like have one of those shops where he's just like
I would love it too. Now, did you ever see Sensei Ford's his video
fan film.
where we get to see where Dennis is right now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's all like drunk and stuff and just like yeah, it was
Pretty
great.
awesome.
It was great.
Pretty awesome.
What's going on, everybody? Happy to have you all here. So we're gonna talk about some interesting stuff with obviously the teaser that dude, massive stuff in that 17 seconds. I know you covered like 2 hours worth. I covered like 20 minutes or something in a live stream, and then I went and just like rewatched it a million times. It's crazy what a few scenes can do.
Yeah. We didn't anticipate going over 2 hours, you know.
It happens.
Excuse
man. That's the fun of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was something that popped out the most for you?
Robbie's hair.
Robbie's hair being cut. Yeah, I know a lot of people were really hating on it. Like, man, cut his freaking hair. What the hell?
The first two seasons, people would always be like, man, he looks like, Ryder Strong from Boy Meets World. I mean, he looks
Yeah.
like Jonathan Brandis from Sidekicks.
Yeah.
So they finally chopped it off.
Yeah, now he's
I thought it
looking
was
pretty
pretty good.
fresh. So,
Yeah, man.
let's start off
Yeah.
with everything that's going on. Who the heck do you think Johnny fought? Kreese?
You know, Crease is a possibility, but it's almost like a dead giveaway, right? If I think some people it would be too obvious
Yeah.
for it to be Crease. I think it's possibly that in a drunken state he was either walking around and picked a fight, or he was in a bar and he himself maybe not caused a scene, but did something and kind of provoked somebody else to start a fight.
Yeah, I could see that.
That was a surprise, though. I'm not gonna lie. I was surprised to see like the first images of Johnny behind bars.
Yeah,
and
we didn't
all
see
bruised up.
we didn't see a clean Johnny at all in that teaser.
No,
He was all
no.
messed up. Yeah. Do you think this
We-
time
we
jump?
just-
What's that?
Oh, I was gonna say we did see a clean Miguel.
Yeah. What was up with that? Were they just like, has he been there for that long? Where they're like just cleaning him up, cutting his hair?
Yeah, I think the hair. I don't know. We'll have to see him without the halo and all the Iron Man looking stuff.
Yeah.
But the wounds that he had, clearly they've healed. But also, Watch Party pointed out that on the table next to his bed, he's got a bunch of like get well cards too.
Yeah.
Probably like 10 or so.
Yeah.
So, enough people had come to visit, so a passage of time. So yeah, that might be the time jump.
Yeah.
Or we might just kind of pick up somewhere a little bit further down the road and get like flashbacks here and there to kind of fill in those gaps that we had between season 2 and 3.
Yeah. Obviously enough time for Johnny to grow a beard. So maybe like a
Yeah.
month. So there were 10 cards
Yeah.
there.
Ish.
Something like
yeah.
that. And I was trying to look into the cards. I'm like, oh, is there writing on any of them? But nah, I couldn't see anything. Maybe there was a Terry Silver card.
Jordan.
Get well soon.
It could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. My daughter tried visiting you. I hope you were able to hear her voice.
Me?
No, Terry Silver. That's what the
Oh,
note says.
oh, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
hey,
yeah.
my daughter. My daughter
Yeah,
tried to
right.
visit you.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And then there's
For
no Ally Mills in
those
there.
people.
Yeah.
Right.
Um,
Also, Watch Party pointed out not Allie Mills in any of those hospital scenes. Like the top shot of like
Yeah.
Miguel,
yeah. Yeah, no Greg.
unless
or
she
Ally
wore like a
Mills.
black wig.
Maybe, yeah, and then turns around. Hey, Johnny, how's it going?
I like that. Yeah, it
Yeah.
would be good.
There's a lot of jumping around in that teaser, but it was cool, man. I mean, I'm pretty excited. I think it's going to be a really good season. I don't know how they're going to set it up for season 4. I don't know what's going to come in there. Obviously, we're going to get some cliffhanger again. I don't think,
Yeah.
the more I think about it, I don't think Terry Silver is going to be in season 3 at all. I think
at all. Not even like a mention, possibly.
I think
like
a mention.
How
I
we
think a
see
mention.
Kreese at the end.
Yeah, I think a mention. We got a mention of him in season 1, so.
Right.
And it surprised me that Johnny didn't even know who Silver was.
Is this surprising though? Because after in the beginning of Karate Kid 2, Kreese puts him in a headlock, is about to choke him out. Speaking with Ron Thomas, he says that they filmed the scene where after the disqualification of the tournament, he takes off his black belt and tosses it right in front of Kreese, and it's actually in the rehearsal footage too, if people want to seek that out. But I would imagine shortly after, the OG Cobras as we know them probably disbanded. We get the episode 206 at the bar where Bobby says, hey, the no mercy, all that bullshit we took out into the world, so they probably hung out a few more times thereafter, but not as the Cobras anymore.
Yeah.
So part 3 comes along, then we get introduced to Terry Silver. He helps resuscitate Cobra Kai Dojo. Johnny is not around at this point, and also the whole faking of the death thing, that's something that Johnny finds out before part 3.
I kind of feel like he would have been around at some point. I mean, he bought the dojo for Kreese, so where was he?
Well, he's a businessman himself. He's definitely doing some other things, that's not really quite petty crime.
True.
So he just wasn't around. You're talking about like after part 3, right?
No, I was talking about even like, so all the years that Johnny was training with Kreese, Terry Silver never showed up once. It's just kind of weird, especially they were close war buddies. I don't know. I feel like they could maybe throw that in there somewhere, but I guess he was just in the shadows completely. He just paid for it, and that was it.
Yeah. No, actually, that's a very good question. But I'm still friends with guys that I served with in the Army. Like, and it's been it's been almost 2 decades.
Yeah.
And one guy, I was his best man at his wedding. He was my best man at my wedding. So we're all still very close. But I can see like people, I don't know, that I'm friends with may not know these guys either.
Yeah.
So it's possible, but also, the writing team are brilliant, and they come up with like all the most awesome stuff. So for those that are tuning in, if you guys want to hear some more interviews with the writers over at Cobra Kai Kompanion, we've had some of those writers, including Stacey Harmon. She wrote All Valley, and so her episode talks about or mentions Harry Silver and Mike Barnes.
Yeah. You got tons of interviews. Guys, he just interviewed Sholo and Eli Hawk, so you got to go check that out.
Jacob. Yep.
Yeah. Hey, Peter and CKT, thoughts on Hawk in season 3?
Oh man. Okay, so at some point, I think it was during our live stream of the teaser, Hayden popped in, and we might have been talking about Hawk at some point because he mentions like Dutch. And like every generation has like that one named character.
He hopped in the comments.
Yeah, he jumped into the
wow.
the live chat for a little bit. Yeah, he was kind of like messing with all of us and talking about like La Russo and stuff. The whole shipping of Johnny and Daniel. And I think once he came on, we all started getting like a little delirious and started just like fooling around. so he came in and kind of
stole the show
things up a little bit.
Yeah.
No, not so. I mean, John has popped in. It just kind of depends. If they see like links and stuff, and if they're not really doing anything, they probably just hop on in to see what's going on. But Owen Morgan, he pops in every once in a while. Susan
cool.
Gallagher seems to pop in too.
Yeah, I follow them all on social. They seem like really nice people.
Yeah, I see somebody that just commented that John Hurwitz confirmed that there's going to be 6 seasons. That's not true. He didn't confirm there's going to be 6 seasons, but they have an outline up to 6 seasons.
Yeah, and then after that, they said they were going to potentially do some spin-off stories or something.
Yeah, crossing their fingers.
Yeah.
That is something that John has told me. I have visited them at their Sony office just last year. Well, almost a year ago.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. I wonder who they're going to do a spin-off on. I would think maybe like a young Miyagi and young Kreese.
I would love a young Miyagi.
Yeah.
And, I'm not saying that because I'm Asian kind of thing. But like... I would love to see Kreese too, but this is why I want Miyagi, because like Kreese, both characters we know very little of, but Kreese is in Cobra Kai right now. we're getting some things. So we're gonna get some backstory on Kreese, and we're gonna get like other retcon information about the character.
Yeah.
Mr. Miyagi, Pat Morita's passed away.
Yeah.
We're not gonna see anything else. Like I mentioned that video that we're working on, that I'm gonna explore like all of Staff Sergeant Miyagi's ribbons and awards that he received in the Army, and try to speculate what happened with the 442nd for him to earn those those awards and achievements.
Yeah.
So
I think there's more backstory on Miyagi than pretty much any other character because, well, first of all, you know so little. But also, I feel like when you have an evil character, it's like, okay, well, we can figure out, what happened to him. Like we see with Johnny, like, okay, Kreese was a bit of a terrible father figure to him, very hard on him and everything like that. We can see why he maybe turned. But Miyagi, I feel like, has a bit of a darker past. Especially coming from Okinawa, when he tells, Daniel's like, oh, like, how do you decide who wins? How do you know who wins? He's like, the one who dead doesn't.
Right.
So it's like, okay, what have you done in your past?
Yeah.
So
and he left Sato. Brianna, my co-host at Cobra Kai Kompanion, she thinks that he left Okinawa. It's not because he was scared of Sato. He's probably scared of killing him.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, dude, he was way stronger. We saw him with the log. Sato was trying to...
Yeah, right.
Just like one shot, just boom, that's it.
Sato been working on that since he was 18.
Yeah, he's just like, what the hell, dude? Anyways.
Yeah. I want to see somebody add like an animated power bar, like to test your might.
Yeah, just like charge up, boom.
Yeah. Do you have those skills? Can you do something like that?
No, I've never done.
Oh
like
man,
that. Yeah.
Somebody watching is gonna be able to do it for us.
I bet. Yeah. No, I wasn't. Oh, let me let my dog out here.
Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. Hey, if anyone's got like animation skills, let's see if we can get the Miyagi with that power up. But
yeah, I'd love
any
to see
podcast listeners, we have over 50 interviews on the podcast, Spotify, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, all of that.
Yeah, make sure you guys subscribe. I didn't put your link because I tried to have the YouTube thing do the @ symbol, so I'll do it after. But yeah, go right now, Cobra Kai Kompanion with a K, and hit a sub. He's got interviews with literally everybody. So very great channel. You guys should check it out.
Appreciate that. Some of my favorite ones aren't even the actors. Like, it's the people behind the scenes. The production designer, so the guy who designed Mr. Miyagi's house, all the other sets that we've seen on the show, but the prop master of season 2. That was a fantastic interview because she also shared a bunch of personal photos, from the set, and it was like, what was it? She gave me a picture of like the ice blocks, the drum toy, so I got a close up of that. So yeah, it's just man, I've been so fortunate to get these and all that. So yeah,
it's cool when you get to interview actors and stuff. But I almost feel like the people behind the scenes, they just know more of the story almost.
They're all fans.
Yeah, they're all fans, but they know more of like the creative side of everything to do with going into writing this story or producing this house or whatever it is, creating this house, whatever. So the characters are cool in the sense where you kind of get an understanding of the actors, maybe portrayal of this character and where they might come from, the things they've heard from the director. But when it comes from the actual people behind the scenes, I feel like you get more of an understanding of the universe in general. So I think it's a lot of people don't tune in as much, but they should when it comes to the people who are behind the scenes because they really know everything to do with the Karate Kid universe.
Yeah, and also a lot of them are like closer to our ages, whereas like the young cast, some of them probably didn't even watch Karate Kid until after they got the job. Yeah.
Well, the thing right now is like everyone's just getting into Cobra Kai. But I still know a lot of people I've heard that actually haven't watched Karate Kid. They're just like, they're into Cobra Kai, which is good, but they haven't actually seen the originals.
And that's what's so brilliant about the show, too. You don't even have to see the original movies. The creators, they do it so well. But I hope, if anything, while people are waiting for season 3, I hope that watching the show is that good that it inspires people to go check out the movies if they haven't.
Yeah. Well, 80s movies in general are like
Oh,
Great.
so did you watch Real Genius yet?
No, I didn't.
No,
I'm not
okay,
even gonna
okay.
front. I'm not even gonna front.
Okay. Hey, that's
Yeah,
fine.
I
That's fine.
did. Ha ha ha. Jerry Nguyen, thanks, man. Slayer says, "Hey guys, since it's Halloween, a nerd fight question: Mr. Miyagi versus Michael Myers."
Well,
Well,
Michael Myers is a little slow.
yeah.
I like the guy. He's a little slow.
I've never seen
Uh,
someone move as fast as Terry Silver, and Miyagi took him down. So I'm gonna go with Miyagi on this one. Give him a weapon. Give him something. You know.
yeah, give him one of those spears with the sai at the end of
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
that Chosen had.
Yeah. Speaking of Chosen, how do you think they're gonna fit everything into this? Because we didn't get anything to
I
do
don't
with
know.
Okinawa, man. It just seems like we're gonna need like 20 episodes for season 3.
We do. And that's why I don't think that. That's why I don't think Chosen is going to be in it that much.
Mhm.
You know, I think it's going to be some exposition and a couple episodes, and that's probably it. On the note of costume, I don't know if anyone saw my kick-ass costume here, the Johnny jacket. Thought I'd show that off if anyone wants to check it out.
Yeah,
I don't get any kickback,
When
unfortunately.
when
but
I
thought
when I
I'd-
saw it, I didn't think it was a costume. I was just like, dude, I'd wear that out.
looks pretty cool. I have worn it out actually.
Any compliments?
I don't think people knew what it was.
Oh,
I bet you they would now.
yeah, they will now. Maybe
Yeah.
not. No.
Oh, I'm gonna have to do that next time I go to the store. See if I get some thumbs up.
Who do you think? So something that really stuck out to me is obviously Hawk's character, but Hawk with the bloody knuckles. What do you think is up with that?
Yeah, couple things. One, now this is probably the least likely because of the angle that it's shot from.
Mhm.
But I was thinking like the last time I saw bloody knuckles like that, and also I don't know if you pointed it out in your video. I haven't watched it yet, but Hawk doesn't have any bruises on his face or anything like that. So if he's fighting somebody, it wasn't. I don't want to say it wasn't a fair fight, but Hawk won that pretty easily.
Do you think it's Dimitri?
And well, that's something that was questioned as well. But I don't. Why would Dimitri walk into the dojo?
Yeah.
Did a bunch of the kids from Miyagi-Do go themselves with Daniel out of town? So many possibilities, right? One of the thoughts I had was like, the punching with the boards and the beams, for the legs and arms, something like that. But again, why is it shot from the ground as
Yeah.
if somebody was knocked to the ground? So that's why I don't think it's a great theory, but that's an idea I had. The other one is another sparring amongst the Cobras, like John Kreese likes to do, or Sensei Kreese, and he's like, "What are you waiting for? Finish him."
Yeah.
And perhaps this is one of those scenarios, except for Hawk is such in a funk right now, and he is unleashing his anger on said student.
Yeah.
And instead of just taking him out, he goes too far and doesn't stop.
Yeah.
So
And Kreese is probably happy about it.
Hawk is on a downward trajectory into darkness,
Yeah.
at least from the teaser.
Yeah, I think so. Something I was thinking of, which I don't think actually is likely, but what if Johnny goes into the dojo, fights Kreese, and then Hawk steps in when Johnny's already on the ground and just beats the crap out of him? I mean, that would be
Yeah.
like a...
Yeah, that's an understatement. I think we're all gonna get like sympathy pains and feel it everywhere.
Yeah.
Our hearts are gonna break.
Yeah.
Might get some tears.
Yeah.
Very hard question. That could be it.
Do you
That could be it too.
when season 3 comes out, do you want to do a watch party? Maybe all of us can band together.
It really depends. I mean, I think that sounds great. When seasons 1 and 2 came, we actually hosted a Netflix party.
Cool.
And I tapped out after, because I had to work the next day.
Yeah.
I think I tapped out at like 2 a.m. So I must have watched about 4 or 5 episodes.
Okay.
I think Brianna stayed up and did the entire watch. Like I stayed out, and I think there must have been like 5 or 6 other.
We should do it on your channel.
Stayed up with
We
her.
should do it on your channel. I think that'd be fun.
Well, yeah, we'll definitely talk about it because as of right now, I'm scheduled on that day to work. So
Oh, no.
we'll see. Yeah, I work on the 8th.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna see if I can switch days off with somebody. So
Yeah.
but I think that's gonna be cool. The thing with the Netflix party is I think they cap out at 50. So so 50 people will be able to be in the Netflix watch party
Wait,
with us
so
and chat.
you were actually serious about what do you mean by Netflix watch party? I thought you just meant like,
Oh,
oh, we were just
yeah, yeah,
whole.
yeah. Okay. So there's we did two things, right? Netflix, it's not the official Netflix site. It's like netflixparty.com, I think it is. And it's a extension. It's a Chrome extension.
Oh,
You add it to your browser, and 50 people can get into a chat room, and it will sync up your video. So in this case, we watched Cobra Kai,
oh, cool.
and
What the hell?
so
So this is like
yeah,
a third party like integration kind of thing.
yeah. So
Okay,
so everybody's will be in sync. Somebody pauses, everybody's screen is gonna pause, and you can chat in the chat room. And so you only get
dude.
50 people. So
Okay.
what we did was we also streamed live on YouTube, which we didn't put the video on there. You can watch along,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, we're not going to get in trouble for putting the show on
Yeah. Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
So,
that's
yeah,
all I do with Star Wars. But that'd be pretty cool if they open up some like because I know Amazon Prime and Twitch have this sort of like thing where
I
you can
saw
do
that.
that. Yeah, you can do that. It's like
Yeah,
unlimited. So
so it'd be really cool.
yeah.
Um, Shamoon here, he wanted to ask, who do we think is going to die?
Right. So there's a tweet going around. I haven't seen the tweet, but
Okay.
3 people supposedly are gonna die.
Hayden has tweeted. Hayden did a troll and a. I don't know if it's really a Q and A. I'm gonna call it a troll and
Dude,
A
everything he
because it's
says is the
Hayden.
truth. You know, in the beginning, I was just like, "Oh my god,
You
no
just
way!"
never know.
And then now I'm just like, "Yeah, whatever, man."
Okay. So a couple things. At one point, John said someone would die. I think he answered a question. Yes. I think somebody asked if somebody was going to die in season 3. He said yes.
Yeah.
In an unrelated Q&A, this one by Hayden, I think he was asked the same question or something. I feel like the number was unsolicited. I could be wrong. It's because this was, probably like 2, 3, maybe 4 months ago.
Mhm.
And if this is the one that people are talking about, unless there's like a new one,
Yeah.
but Hayden mentioned 3 people.
Yeah.
So it's like that's a lot of people, especially for it to be like any of the main or supporting cast members.
Yeah.
I think that it's gonna be like a flashback. If we're getting more of John Kreese and his backstory, perhaps this is Vietnam days.
I think
I don't
we
know.
will.
Yeah,
just
I
have a
don't know if
feeling.
I mentioned on your channel, but I was thinking like maybe like Cobra Kai. He took the word Cobra because maybe that's what his platoon or his squad was called. They
The
were called the
Cobras.
Cobras.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe there were some deaths there. The 3 would make sense, and then some, right? There might be like a dozen deaths,
Yeah.
people just dying around him in the
Yeah.
middle of war.
Yeah.
The other thing is, it, it's got to be flashbacks.
Someone said
I
Daniel's
can't think of,
mom.
y- you know, why? Like I said this in our live stream too. I don't know what people's like fascination is with characters dying because this isn't Walking Dead, Game of Thrones,
Yeah.
or Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
You're not gonna fall in love with the character and have him die. Tommy, it's like the Cobras, the OG Cobras were a little bit different because they're not essential to the story. They came in for the one episode, and the idea was to hopefully bring them back. And obviously, Rob Garrison has passed away, so instead of like I think they were thinking about having him like actually visit as a ghost or something. But now, if they do bring his character back, it's gonna be like flashbacks
Yeah.
and maybe I don't know, audio from previous movies. I'm not sure. We'll just have to wait and see, as they like to say.
Yeah.
But as far as his mom, I don't know.
There'd be
It
no
really
point.
depends what
There'd be
they.
no point for her to die. But I could see
Yeah.
that obviously like shaking up the whole storyline, shaking up Daniel and making him even more unstable. By the way, I watched Karate Kid 3 for the first time with my fiance 2 nights ago for her. It was the first time for her. And she's like,
Okay.
she's a huge Daniel fan. Like she loves Daniel. She loves Miyagi-Do. And she's like, yeah, you would be a Cobra Kai. I'm like, hey, I'm not a Cobra Kai, okay? It's just sometimes in life, sometimes you just got to be a Cobra. And then she's like, why is Daniel so whiny in this one? She's like, he's normally not like
Yeah.
that. He was very agitated in the third one. Just like everything set him off. So I could see that side of Daniel maybe coming out in Karate Kid 3, Cobra Kai season 3.
It could. It could. It absolutely could. I mean, to take it back to one of his lines from season 2, balance is my thing. So are we going to continue on that path that it's not really, or is he going to finally find it in season 3?
Yeah. Gray hasn't really found it too much yet. He's been pretty hell-bent on everything. Oh, someone mentioned did you want to say something? You were reading something?
Yeah, I just saw somebody say, no chubs, don't die. Paul Walter Hauser was filming Cruella in the UK, so I don't know if we'll see a lot of Stingray.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't see him killing him off. That wouldn't really make sense.
Yeah, that too, because they love Paul Walter Hauser. They
I love his character.
Him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it would be because they wrote that character with him in mind after seeing him in I, Tonya. So I don't see them writing that character and killing him off in season 3 already.
Doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Unless
they kill Shola.
Right, yeah, and they're gonna need somebody else to lead, right? They need a new champion.
Hawk.
I mean, look,
Jacob.
Well, hold on now. Before Peyton walked in the dojo, who else was going to take on the champ? It wasn't Hawk. It was Chubbs, right? It was Stingray that was about to raise his hand. So, true. But no, you're probably right. I mean, Hawk is going to be Kreese's champion.
Yeah, Hawk is a really interesting character. He reminds me a lot of Anakin. Yeah, a lot of rage. Is range or rage? Both, I guess. So something someone mentioned was that Tom Cole could be the son of... Remember in Karate Kid 3 when Silver was in the bathtub? He's like, oh, let's have Willie over for dinner.
Oh, I don't remember that line.
Yeah, and his secretary was like, Mr.
Margaret.
Cole. And he's like, oh, let's have Willie over for dinner. Let's make him, what was it? The poached salmon.
Right, I do remember the poached
salmon.
So
what if Tom Cole is like Willie Cole's son? Or well,
that is
couldn't be his son. He's pretty old.
He is old. How old would you say Tom Cole is? Like late 40s,
50. Yeah. So it could be his son. Willie Cole might be. He was a judge or no? He was on the jury
somebody
or something, right?
Poached salmon. It's got to be somebody.
He was some influential dude, like in something to do with law.
Could be his son.
So yeah, maybe he was like 70 at the time in the 80s. So Tom Cole could be his kid. He would have been like 30.
Yeah,
in the 80s. Yeah,
that's possible.
It's possible.
This is not related, but speaking with the writer Stacey Harmon, I asked her because her episode All Valley is the one that introduces the board. Right, and I asked her, I go, how did you come up with the names? Is Sue named after Susie, Allie's friend? Is obviously Daryl Vidal, and the president is Ron. Is that Ron Thomas? And she actually said something to the effect of she wished that there was that much thought put into it because she just picked names that sounded kind of old, and she went with like her friends' parents.
Oh, okay. So there's nothing in there.
Like, oh wow, okay, yeah. So, but she didn't specify. Like, I don't know if it was all 4 or maybe some of them.
Yeah.
Were like the names of her friends' parents.
That would be cool if they link it together. I'd love to see Daryl Vidal back, at least, on the board of members, like some people were commenting.
Yeah. Did he also tell you that he's wondering, like, how come maybe he's not playing Mr. Miyagi?
Yeah, he was definitely, he was like, dude, he's like, bring me back for Mr. Miyagi. I look like him now. He's like, yeah, you should. You played him, in the distance on the log when you were young. Yeah, you could do it now. Why not?
That bobblehead does look like him, though. There's a Miyagi bobblehead that looks like Daryl Vidal.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I think he even like posted and commented like, that looks like me.
Where's my royalties?
Yeah.
Did you catch my video I made? It was a theory I had on Sato training Kreese and Silver.
I did not see that one yet.
Okay.
I'm very interested because I was just like, how did he get there?
It's a theory. These are all just
right.
hence the name, the channel name Cobra Kai Theory.
Yes.
So the theory is
people need to distinguish. They need to understand the difference between theory and rumor.
Yeah, do they not?
Because some people think it's one and the same. Do you think it's one and the same?
No. Theory is just like you can. Yeah. Well, there are really crappy theories out there, and I'm sure some of my theories haven't been too good, but and then rumors are just something someone official says, and then people run with it, and then I don't know.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of my newer interactions, like people that I'm just now kind of meeting on social media, like, hey, I've heard a rumor this, and it's usually like one of the popular theories that are out there. I was like, that's not a rumor, that's like a theory.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope I'm not responsible for any of that. But, anyways,
Yeah.
hey man, if the writers ever come to me and they're like, yeah, you need to stop your channel, I'll be like, okay.
No, Hayden's a
problem.
fan of you.
Is
At
he?
the very least, I know that much.
Is he?
I mean, didn't he tweet with you one day? Like he checks out your episodes and stuff, and I thought I saw an interaction between you two on Twitter once.
Me and John once. He's like, oh, I've seen some of your Star Wars stuff before. I don't know, man. They don't follow me. They follow you guys.
You're too big to remember.
I'm jealous. Yeah. No. Yeah. Utmost respect to them, but yeah. If they ever don't like my theories, like, you got to stop, dude. Your stuff's too
They
crappy.
love
I'll be like, okay.
everything
No
about
problem.
their show. I'll tell you that now. So don't even. Yeah, they like everything.
I hold them in very high regards. Very, very starstruck. So I don't even like approach them or anything. I'd love to have them on the show someday. That would be really cool. But anyways,
That's
okay.
why we started this whole Church of Schlielwitz. That's a combination of all their names together.
Geez, yeah, that is.
because in the big three we trust is what the companions always say. Like all of our listeners and stuff. We trust the big three, and we're never going to question anything until we see the final product.
No, yeah, it's something that I see a lot from just around Twitter and stuff, and of course, with the Star Wars channel, people are saying Star Wars should, like Lucasfilm, Disney should take inspiration from Josh, John, and Hayden, and how they're continuing a movie from the 80s and continuing the legacy properly. Regardless how people feel about Star Wars, there's a discrepancy. There's something going on that has a fandom divided, and I feel like the way that Cobra Kai is continuing Karate Kid, it couldn't be done better. Like, this is proof that you need to have fans creating something that was, kind of dead from the 80s or from the past, because they really know what they're doing. It's not just like a money game or something. They have the passion for it, and they really care about these characters, just like we do. So I think they do a really good job with that. So definitely in them we trust. Now back to the Sato. How are we doing for time? You okay?
Yeah, we can go on for a few more.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I know you want to see your family. Okay, so yeah, the theory basically in essence is that, okay, so when in Karate Kid 2, when Daniel and Miyagi are in the airport in Okinawa, we see the poster where Sato is like, okay, he trained all the U.S. military.
Right.
Do you remember that poster?
Chosen. And then we see Chosen in the dojo too.
We see Chosen in the dojo too, and then the crest. I mean, it looks kind of Cobra Kai-ish. Anyway, so my theory is like, and I did some research on it too, about the Vietnam War, and apparently, that base is like the hub for sending troops from the States and just having them housed there and waiting there, and then sending them to Vietnam. So apparently, it was like there were about 1 million flights during the war that went there. So I'm thinking, okay, Kreese was a karate dojo master. He was a karate master in the war, 1970, 1972. And Sato was training them, the American military. So it just kind of seems like they would have at some point maybe come into contact.
Yeah, that's very possible.
It's possible.
I love that a lot, and I'm definitely gonna check that out soon to hear more on it.
I had more time to eloquently write it when I was versus now. I'm doing a poor job, but
I mean, yeah, you're just recapping.
I'm just
the video,
recapping.
But also for those that are tuning in and didn't watch that video, there's an incentive. Go check out the video to get more details on that. But that's something that is very evident on the show Cobra Kai. Like, they take the littlest of detail and make it a thing.
Yeah.
Counselor Blatt is Susie's younger sister.
I didn't know that.
Know that. Oh, surprise!
I didn't know that.
I interviewed Erin Bradley Danger, who plays Counselor Blatt, and I think she had been listening to some of the interviews at that point, and she was like interview number 8, I think she was. So we're talking about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And when she came on, I asked just about everybody about their character. Hey, were you given any backstory?
Yeah.
And she goes, I'm glad you asked me this, because the writers, they says that Counselor Blatt is Susie's younger sister. Because the reason I asked her that, and I've asked John in a Q&A and I don't know if he answered me at the time, but you can tell in the dialogue that Counselor Blatt has known Daniel for some time.
Yeah.
She brings up again, oh, I can't believe, you and Allie broke up.
Yeah.
And the karate gi, like that whole thing. So
Yeah.
unless Daniel was, doing demonstrations in his gi, after the events of Karate Kid 3, I don't know where else Counselor Blatt would have seen Daniel in the gi. So it's must have been during school. So there's also a moment in the country club in the first movie where Daniel gets the spaghetti on him. At the table, you see I think it's Susie that's sitting next to like a younger girl, and that's not the actress, but one
that could be her.
Say, like, that's probably her sister. Let's make that a character in Cobra Kai.
She was crushing on Daniel pretty hard, so.
I mean, a lot of people were, right?
All the ladies,
say, like, only women.
Yeah, all the ladies.
A lot of ladies.
Yeah.
were crushing on Daniel.
Yeah, I mean, he's the All Valley champ, and I feel like in the Valley, karate is like, I don't know, the thing.
Football in Texas.
It's NASCAR in wherever NASCAR is popular. I don't know, Tennessee. Yeah. So, yeah, good for him. I mean, I just hope Johnny gets that attention soon too.
Yeah, that's why I said it on Twitter. Like, a lot of articles that are coming out about Cobra Kai, I would wish more people would use images of Johnny and not just like Daniel. And people are like, well, what about this photo? I go, okay, well, that's Johnny and Daniel. I'm talking about, there's some articles I've seen and headlines where it's like just Daniel from Cobra Kai. And I'm just like, I mean, it's called Cobra Kai.
Dude,
I mean, and I get it.
Daniel was the Karate Kid. Now
I get it. Yeah.
Cobra Kai is Johnny. So it's like,
right.
And then you combine them, and it's amazing. We get both of them. So,
and I hope with the success on the debut of Netflix, I hope that more people will start showing William Zabka, because he is a very recognizable face and now a household name.
He's the face of the show, man. Anyways, how you feeling for time? I don't want to take you away from your family.
Yeah, let's go like another 10-15 minutes.
Okay, cool, man. Yeah. All right.
So, Tori, I want to get your thoughts on Tori. What do you think that was? Well, what is she walking into?
A lot of people were saying it's some underground fight. I'm gonna roll with it. Sure.
Really? That dim?
Yeah. I mean, you've seen Never Back Down, right?
I saw it like once or twice, like around the time it came out.
I love that movie.
2008.
I love that movie.
It's a good movie. Yeah. I mean, it's Karate Kid with MMA.
It's Karate Kid revised in the 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I enjoyed that. I don't remember any specific scene.
Okay, so basically there was the beatdown, which is like an underground kind of tournaments where you just you go in there and you fight. And it kind of gave me those vibes once people said that. But originally I was like, I don't know where the heck she's going. So obviously she goes in and she's looking around. So she's like, so there's a lot of stuff going on. I feel like the pipes behind her weren't really pipes. They're just, I don't know, decoration or something.
So those pipes, when we did the live stream, Brianna zoomed in on them, and they look like some sort of, I forgot the term that she used, but there are some sort of tubes that can be seen in like car washes, something to kind of like release the water through or something like that, because there's like all these like ridges on them. Yeah. So like zoomed in, that's kind of what they look like. From afar, they could be anything.
Do you think she's at like LaRusso Auto or something?
I don't know. I mean, car wash, it could be a flashback. I think it's a flashback.
Yeah, maybe. But to what?
I mean, people are like, oh, who's the person behind her?
Oh, yeah.
And, like, it could be like, it could be a club. Take your pick of what type of club. Maybe her and a guy was kissing or something, and they're walking out from where they were, and that's why like her shirt is tied around her waist, because maybe it was off and then she threw it on as they left. I don't know, man. It's so very little, and like that tells us nothing.
Yeah, I know. Pretty much once they said the underground fight club scene. But what I'm thinking is, so she said she had some kickboxing background
experience.
Yeah. Maybe this is her experience. Maybe this is a flashback for the kind of stuff she's done.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that.
Nothing official. She just kind of went into some fight crew, some fight club.
Right. She's not lit well, but also like if you walk into an arena where there's a match, guess what? When you're walking in, it's not lit well.
No,
what is the stage.
Yeah.
So okay. You know what? I can buy that now. I just think of movies like Lionheart with Jean-Claude Van Damme. I'm like, they're not one of those scenes were dark, So
I don't remember Lionheart. God damn. I'm a huge Jean-Claude fan. Which one was this?
are you? Okay.
Yeah, I'm a huge, yeah.
Lionheart. Yeah, this is it might be called something else in Canada, but it's no, I'm serious.
Well,
Yeah, because like the movie Encino Man.
Yeah, yeah.
That's called California Man over across the pond.
What?
California Man, because like I guess they don't know what Encino is. Encino, California.
Let me
But yeah,
Goo-
it's
let me
called
Google
California
this. Let me
Man over
Google
in
this.
the UK.
What was it called?
Lionheart, and basically he's like a French soldier or something, and his brother got killed, so he comes back to the U.S. and his with his brother dying, it kind of left his wife and daughter without money. So Van Damme is going through like this underground fighting circuit to make money and give to them.
I
It's like one of his best ones.
I feel like I've seen this,
Oh,
but maybe
somebody's
not.
saying it's called Lionheart in Canada. I don't know if that's a joke or for real.
I don't know. I'm gonna watch this tonight. That's for sure.
Lionheart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well.
I love it. It's like my top 5 Van Damme movie.
Sizzle MMA says your theory on Sato and Cobra Kai, please.
I think you just gave it.
Yeah, I just gave it. Yeah. So I was thinking, okay, maybe Kreese and Silver created Cobra Kai from Sato. But then a lot of people
Yeah.
tried to debunk that in the comments, and they're saying, well, Miyagi fought Silver and Kreese, so wouldn't he recognize their tactics? It's like, well, maybe.
I mean,
but
people evolve,
And they
there's
change,
influences
yeah.
from like other fighters.
yeah. Um,
And maybe there were other other senseis and masters that came along that gave him some other
do you think
other moves.
Silver was really serious when he was fighting Miyagi? Because he was doing the whole
Like was he giving it 100%?
yeah, I mean, he was goofing around a lot there.
He was, but I think he was just mocking because Miyagi is so much so much smaller, and Thomasine Griffith is tall. So I think his mockery was, one, he's a racist like John Kreese is.
Yeah.
There's a racial slur
And Mike
that I'm not
Barnes.
going to say here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike Barnes too.
Yep.
They've all used the slur.
Oh, yeah.
So if you guys don't know it, that's better for you.
Yeah, go watch
But
it.
so I think the mocking is like, okay, you're an Asian man. I'm familiar with Bruce Lee,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you're
yeah.
really small. There's no way you can take me.
Yeah.
So maybe not at first he was giving it his all. So until like Miyagi defeated him, I think at that point, as a fighter yourself, I would imagine Terry Silver would start trying to defend and fight back.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think
Yeah.
would have happened if Kreese didn't stop Silver from teaming up with him and fighting him? Do you think they would have taken Miyagi out? Could have been dangerous.
I don't know. I mean, the two of them together is a deadly combo. And I don't want to compare it to this, but we had 2 instances where Miyagi in Karate Kid Part 2 took on Chosen and
His buddies.
and yeah, I'm forgetting their names because I'm about to mix it up with like their real names too. And then also in the next Karate Kid where he takes on the Alpha Elite. So, and both times came out victorious.
The Alpha Elite. Oh, you mean in the
Yeah,
next Karate
Elite.
Kid?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I
He
watched
took
it.
on
I
them
watched
too.
it. I watched it finally for the second time, I think, or third time in my life, a few
When-
weeks ago.
And
After we talked, I was just like, okay. Um, yeah, it feels weird. Doesn't feel
it's so
right.
different.
It doesn't feel
Yeah,
right.
You got some magical elements in there with like the bowling ball scene, right?
Yeah. Which I know monks they have some otherworldly powers. But it just and I also felt like Miyagi's like Pat Morita's accent when like he was trying to throw on, he just wasn't doing the same accent. Like a lot of the words were just like fluent English, and I'm like, oh,
His English has
Miyagi's pretty.
improved.
He's
It
gotten
has.
pretty good. Yeah, but from 1, 2, and 3, it was quite a drastic change.
I mean, so that was 1994. If that was
So
real
5
time,
years, I
which I
guess?
think it was, right? It wasn't like 89 or 90 because
No.
like even though it came in 94, like it could have been like a year after Karate Kid 3.
Maybe.
But I'm assuming that was present time 94, right?
Yeah.
And he fought for the 442nd
Yeah.
in the 40s. So
Yeah.
we're talking about 50 years there. So
Yeah.
English gets better. My stepmom, when my dad married her, her English was really broken, and it got better over the years. It's still broken English, but I understand her a lot better.
I guess I'm just nitpicking on like what didn't make it feel like Karate
different
Kid,
writer
or like
and different director.
yeah.
That's what it
Yeah,
is. There's some good ideas there.
You nailed it on the when we spoke 2 weeks ago. You're like, it felt like an MTV '90s like Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it did. And it was super strange story with those. They were like kids, but they were like SEAL Team 6, or they were like bodyguards, or they were like school
35-year-old men.
hall monitors or something like that. Yeah, I was like, what the hell is this?
They're all big and buff and like doing like all these things out in the yard. It's like, are they even students at the school? Like
Yeah,
they
like,
just walk
what
around.
the hell
Are
is
they
this? Like,
a
just
third private
military took
business?
over like a high school or something?
Yeah.
That's
security team that was hired? I don't know.
weird. Yeah, oh, I'm down with it. Meant to say, how cool would it be in the last, says John. Hey, big fan. How cool would it be if Cobra was crossed over with the Monsterverse, Zilla and Kong? I think it would be really weird. I don't.
It would be weird, but I mean, it's an interesting idea, but I don't see any crossovers here. There was a listener of ours that reached out and said, "Hey, what do you, now that it's on Netflix, could you see like Cobra Kai and Stranger Things crossing over?" I go, "No."
Don't do that.
Well, and the first thing, number one, and there's no number two. Stranger Things is in the 80s right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
So,
then he was all like, "Oh, what about like alternate universe?" No.
what about
Not
The
a-
Witcher?
not- I haven't watched The Witcher.
Oh, really?
Is it good?
I love it, man. Yeah. First 3
Yeah?
episodes were a little bit slow, but great. Really good show.
Okay.
Yeah. Highly
Um,
recommend.
Is that like I have a hard time placing like the time of when that show takes place. Is that like Game of Thrones, like medieval?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's like magic and stuff like that. It's based on the game, The Witcher. So there's a game.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So this show is all about that. You should
Oh,
check it out.
interesting. I
It's
will.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that people love it, so
Yeah. It's got magic, and it's like have you ever played Skyrim?
I haven't played games in a really long time.
Okay.
I'm not a gamer,
Okay. Well, it's kind of like that.
but I do want to check out that Cobra Kai game on the Switch.
Yeah. When's that coming out again?
October 28th, I think.
It's gonna be multiplayer, right?
At least 2 players,
Like
gosh,
online.
I don't even know, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So we should play. We should play and stream it.
Yeah, if my 8-year-old has a Switch, so if I can get it for the Switch, yeah.
Is it
I'll
only
have
for
to
Switch?
figure
There's
out-
no PC?
No. I think it's the PS, the Xbox, and the Switch. I think it's those 3.
Okay. Yeah. Then we'll do it. Sweet.
Okay.
Um.
Let's see. What about we mentioned Hawk. We'll save Miguel for last because that was the last shot.
Yeah.
Talked about Tori.
Crease bleeding.
Crease bleeding. Okay. Well, we briefly touched on that. There's that moment with Johnny and Daniel early on in the teaser. What do you think about that?
Where he's like, "What would you think would happen?"
At least that's what the voiceover tells us. Yeah, we don't know if that's the actual dialogue.
True. No, I think it was. I could see his lips moving in the back.
Yeah. But does it
Yeah,
match up
maybe.
exactly? Like I haven't
don't
watched
think
it since
so.
our stream.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think maybe.
Does he take Johnny to Okinawa?
That's actually a really cool theory. It's something someone mentioned, and I'd be down with it. But I feel like it would really, and we talked about this. I feel like it would take away from from Daniel's story in Okinawa, because then you're like figuring out what's Johnny doing, and nah.
Right.
Oh, I wanted to
He
ask
needs
you.
to be tagging along.
Yeah, what's the deal with Aisha? She's not in the 3rd season.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Not
Gonna elaborate. All right. Well, moving on.
I'm not gonna elaborate much. But Nicole Brown, at one point, she kind of came out and made it public. Hey, I'm not gonna be in season 3. And then it caused a kind of a big hubbub. And then like the writers and creators were all being tweeted at and stuff. But basically, what they told her, from what I understand from Nicole's comments and tweets and things, because we were all following that, just trying to see what's going on. And what she put out was that she was told that they didn't have anything for Aisha in season 3, like she wasn't part of the story.
Okay.
And if you guys think about it, there were characters that were absent in season 2 as well.
Yeah.
And so if you follow those actresses personal like Instagram accounts, you may see some spoilers. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So that's so
Fair
if you guys
enough.
want to check that out.
It's up to the writers to decide who's going to be in the show or not. It's not.
Yeah, and John has said, every character has the possibility of coming back.
Yeah.
But it has to fit the narrative, has to fit their story.
Exactly. Then you're going to throw in a person in the story just for the sake of it. So.
Right. And so like when everybody wants Terry Silver, if they want him back, they will find a place to bring his character back, and not just because, guys, that would be called fan service.
Yeah.
And people hate that stuff in Star Wars.
Yeah.
So make up your minds.
Yeah. Take note. Someone says that she is sick for season 3, and that's why she's not in it. Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know anything. I didn't know there was drama around it. So
I don't know if there was drama, but I think people took what she said out of context and thought that they wrote her off or whatever. That's what it sounds like. Because after that, after like a few tweets or whatever, she came out and was like, "Hey guys, no, what you're doing, stop that." No, they just told me that Aisha doesn't have a part in season 3. She just didn't fit their narrative.
Okay, well, whatever. What's your opinion on the very flashy Miyagi one handstand kick, and what's your dream super move for Miyagi? My dream super move would be a flying 720 upside down crane kick.
Only in the Miyagi prequel, right?
Yes.
The spin-off.
Yeah, I want to see some force powers.
He's passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I want to see some. Honestly, that sounds amazing, and that sounds like a breakdance move. But also, I want to see some crazy ass variation of the crane kick. I don't know how you do a different variation, but Miguel does kind of a flying one.
Yeah.
Daniel did a standing one because
like a Superman crane kick.
Yeah.
And how I feel about the flashy Miyagi one handstand kick. Yeah, it's cool.
It's cool. Yeah, I would say so. I don't know if anyone's going to be talking about it for years, like the announcer says in the beginning of Karate Kid 3 or 2.
Yeah.
And yes, we're all still talking about the crane kick, 36 years later.
Yeah. The way Daniel built up the one handstand move was like, oh, this is like the one move that, what was it, Miyagi didn't finish teaching him or something, and he never mastered it.
Yeah. I think just that Daniel couldn't do it.
Fair enough. He's not Spider-Man. Yeah, it's cool. I'd like to see more moves and stuff like that. I think going into Miyagi's backstory, we're going to find a lot of moves and techniques. Maybe not just with weapons, but some darker stories that might show us who Miyagi really was. What would you think if Tori was Jessica's daughter, Danny's girlfriend from Karate Kid 3? I mean, Danny's friend.
Yeah, friend. They had a platonic relationship because she had a boyfriend in Columbus.
Yep. After Elizabeth Ann Rooney. Yeah,
and that was important to Ralph because he was married at the time, and Robin Lively was like 16.
Yeah, which is crazy. She doesn't look 16. I thought she was like 20 or something. And then Ralph Macchio was like 27 or something, right?
Yeah, he was like 27, 28, I think it was. Yeah, because Thomasine Griffith is the same age. That's why.
That's wild, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy. He's just got good young genetics. Mike Barnes potentially making a cameo in season 3 and 4. I'd assume if they drag out Kreese's ownership, I bet Barnes will fight alongside Kreese. Here's the thing with Barnes, in my opinion, is that I don't think he really gave a crap. He didn't have motive other than money.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would he care?
Not only that, Barnes was not Kreese's student.
No, he wasn't really Terry's. A Cobra Kai. Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't even really Cobra Kai. He was representing them, the purpose of taking the title back from Daniel.
Yeah.
So I get the idea, but Mike Barnes wasn't like officially a Cobra Kai. He represented the dojo, and Kreese wasn't there for much. He was there for some of the training, but he wasn't there for much of it because he was in Tahiti.
Yeah.
So I don't know why, of all students, that he would go to him. Why not bring back Dutch? Kreese probably knows, more familiar with him being a hothead and someone very dangerous. why go to a kid that Terry Silver hired and was kind of orchestrating, that ruse?
Yeah, and Dutch seemed like he was the only one that really was okay with Kreese choking Johnny out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he looked the other way.
Yeah.
If I didn't see it, it didn't happen.
Yeah, he's just like, whatever. It's okay.
Right.
Yeah, but everyone else was like trying to stop him.
Yeah.
You want to go?
No, let's wrap it up. Maybe a couple more questions.
Sure,
or
man.
what else?
Dude,
in
I
the
could keep
teaser,
talking for
Miguel?
hours with you. So
I could too, but yeah,
I know. You
unfortunately, we started this one a little bit late.
Yep.
But you know what? Maybe we could do if we could think of like a good topic, maybe we can get together again like during the week.
Sure. Hey, yeah, you know my schedule.
Instead of waiting,
for the next week. You're the busy one, so.
Just a little.
Yeah. And we can get, Brianna on here too, hopefully.
Yeah, I'll definitely talk to her.
Yeah.
One of our mutual listeners, I want to give a shout out to Joseph. He was all like, "Oh man, love both channels. I wish you guys were like East Coast time, because both of you and I were in the same time zone."
Yeah, we always do these pretty late, and that's my fault. So.
And also, like during the week, I get off sometimes like 6 o'clock, and so that's already 9 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah. So really, we just have like a Saturday or Sunday window, and I sleep at like 5 or 6 a.m., which I could change, but it's I don't know, YouTuber hours, I guess.
Yeah. I'm up to like 1, 2, sometimes 3 my own self, just because again, podcasting not too different from YouTube.
Yeah.
I do a lot of editing and stuff as well, and I'm also doing a lot of promoting.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and you got to wake up early for your job too. So it's like.
Yep. There's that.
If 60-year-old Miyagi could snap that big log, do you think Prime Miyagi could break? What do you think Prime Miyagi could break, and what would happen if he hit someone in the face with that punch? That's a theory that I had, I think a year and a bit ago, where I made a video on how Miyagi could have actually killed Kreese in that moment when he winded up before he honked his nose. I feel like that's the same move he was doing when he chopped the log. He was about to do to Kreese's face.
Didn't you do the graphic of him missing the nose? Kreese is missing the nose after the chop. That wasn't you?
I can't remember.
Do you remember seeing that picture?
I remember seeing that picture, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
like somebody photoshopped like a missing nose. Yeah.
Yeah.
On Kreese's face, and I thought it was pretty brilliant.
I don't think I did that. Yeah.
Okay.
Not that I know of. I don't know. Sometimes you forget how many videos. Peter's great. Thanks you guys for this, dude. I love talking with you, man. Yeah, this is our third one. We need to come up with a proper name. I don't know if
I didn't even know Brianna was in the group.
She's here right now.
Yeah. She's a mod, right? Is that what the blue links are?
What the heck? I guess I made her a mod.
Maybe you did. Hey Brianna, love you.
Hey, how's it going? I think I have memory loss or something. I don't know what's going on. Will Robbie?
I feel like I think she might have like jumped in like one of our previous ones, and you're like, oh, I'll just make her a mod.
Yeah.
I think it was one of those.
That makes sense. Will Robbie meet Dutch in prison or cross paths? Oh wow, I didn't think of that.
Robbie's 16.
Robbie's in juvenile. He's in juvie. Yeah. So.
Do you have any ideas what the SJDC stands for?
I don't know what the S stands for. I figured Juvenile Delinquent Center.
Yeah, I think it's delinquent or detention center. We were trying to figure out the SJ, and we did some Googling. It could be like San Joaquin, San Jose. If he's still in the valley, it's probably Joaquin. But we were just trying to figure out like what area he might be in.
Yeah.
So, I think the SJ is like San something that starts with the J.
Yeah, San Jose makes sense. I could see that. I remember them. I think it was Hayden said that he's somewhere between Vegas and Okinawa, so somewhere in there. Yeah.
Anywhere.
Do you think we'll see Dutch, Mr. McQueen?
Oh, man, that is so hard to say because I'd be watching the man's video, racing and all that stuff. He just seems like an extremely busy guy.
Did you see the interview with Martin Kove on Collider a few years ago? I think it was maybe a year ago. Anyways, he said that they reached out to him and that he's not interested.
Yeah,
he's
I think
just
I
too busy
with
his racing stuff.
Right. And people are busy, and
He's
his
moved
last
on.
appearance was Karate Kid 2, so he's probably just done. Um,
Hopefully now he
you
sees
know,
how immensely popular it is, and he's like, okay,
he could
I'll come
be,
back.
even, gosh, who was it? I think Israel Warbe, he shared a story. Maybe it wasn't him. I'm mixing up all types of stories. I know at one point, like after like the school dance scene in Karate Kid, I think Chad gave Izzy a like a ride home or something. He shares a story about like Chad just driving really fast, kind of scared him a little. Um, so I guess he was always like a racer growing up, really. But I if Dutch comes back, either I would rather see him behind bars just to kind of give us, the final Cobra that we didn't get to see. Um, or two, that he's going to be a big player in it. I don't see him stopping by for anything else. Either he's going to be a big part of it, or just a
Tiny little
fan
one.
service behind bars.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe Johnny goes and visits him or
No,
something.
yeah, there's no couple scenes here and there. I think he's going to be like a major part if he were to come on, because again, like Chad McQueen, I don't see why he would come for like just like a really small thing, unless
It's got to
it
be
was
worth
just like,
his. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
right, worth the time, because he has a family. I think his daughter does stuff with him too, with the racing company.
Okay. I
I
didn't
know
know
she
that.
also films for him and stuff, I think.
Well, that's cool. Well, as long as he's happy, man. But yeah, it'd be cool. Maybe we could get like a deep fake of him in
Yeah.
there.
There you go.
Going back to Mike Barnes, the more I think about it, I don't know how the heck they're gonna put him in there. Because he was just a contracted. He was just there's no emotion in there for him. There's no reason for him to return. He doesn't have like some vendetta really against. Well, he might, but it's not like Johnny where it like changed his whole life.
Yeah.
He was already a champion.
Yeah, Brianna calls him a hired mercenary, and that's exactly what he was. And he wanted money. That's why he was hired.
Yeah.
But if I like what Sean's been saying, like some of these other ideas that he's been throwing out, like if maybe we could see Mike Barnes being like some sort of like anger management counselor.
Yeah.
Daniel happens to bump into him or something like that. And I told him, that sounds great. You've produced and created Studio City. Why can't we see like a one-off web, kind of like Sensei William Christopher Ford, who did the Dennis, Shoji screen strike back or
Yeah.
whatever. Why couldn't we see like just a one episode of Mike Barnes, written by Sean Kanan and filmed by himself?
Yeah.
Just a glimpse of where he's at right now.
I would love that. Maybe him in like a I don't know, AA or something. Not AA, but like what's the one for anger management?
That's just what it is anger. I don't know.
AM?
I've only known it as
Yeah, I don't know.
I've only known it as anger management.
Yeah, so he could be like in there, and then he gets his rehab, and he just fixes himself up, and now he's a counselor, and then I don't know, maybe Daniel's got some rage problems, and like goes and sees him, and he's like, Daniel Russo, hey man, how's it going? How you doing?
Yeah, he's all cordial, like he just,
and Daniel's like
he's
pissing
already
his
moved
pants.
on.
He's like, what? I think Mike was the only one that really made Daniel pee his pants. I don't think anyone else really struck that much fear into him.
To be fair, like a lot of the interactions between Daniel and Johnny, most of which were like on school grounds or the tournament.
Yeah.
I know there was that beating right outside of the apartment, but he was saved. Mike Barnes
pushed him down the hill.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, there's that. But Mike Barnes was about to leave him to die in the cauldron.
Yeah.
So I think Mike Barnes takes it in that place. But I feel like when it came to Johnny, it was more toying with him.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Like
it's like, okay, you're gonna
Mike
get
Barnes
beat up.
wanted to take this guy.
Yeah, and then Daniel freaking punched him in the face twice, and like nothing happened. He's like, "Don't do that." Remember that? He's
Yeah,
like,
right.
What the hell? She's like
I
indestructible.
love that line.
Yeah,
It's so funny.
it's so great. It's just like the Hulk. He's just like, what?
He's like, cut it out.
Yeah, he's like, stop it. You're annoying. Throws him into the window, and then you see like the Dennis just laying in the corner there, and he's like, something I do when I rewatch these movies. I watch the background characters because it's like a totally new movie at that point.
Yeah, just kind of seeing like people's different perspectives. I saw somebody tweet out about the movie Dirty Dancing. Are you familiar with the movie?
I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah. A somebody on Twitter said the perspective from the dad's point of view in that movie, he just wanted to go on vacation. Like everything else was like happening around him.
True, and then
So
he's like,
so when you just look at it from a different character's perspective, it changes all types of stories.
yeah,
So Mr. Miyagi, he just wanted to fix things around an apartment. Now, like this kid falls into his lap and he becomes his sensei and
yeah,
like a surrogate father. So
yeah, literally,
yeah, it's very interesting.
changed his whole life. And I feel
Yeah.
like he was very appreciative when Daniel went to Okinawa with him.
I think so.
He
I
was
think so. I
happy.
think he was. I think he was very proud of Daniel as a student and stuff. And obviously, he's more concerned about Daniel's future and wanted him to go to college.
Yeah,
But yeah, joining him, I think it was a very good trip for the both of them. They got to know each other more. Obviously, Daniel learns more about Miyagi, and perhaps we will in season 3.
I think so. I'd like to also learn how Daniel built that empire that he has of LaRusso Auto now. Like, how did he do that just from scratch? Because he didn't really have anything.
Yeah. Right.
So
The drive and will, and maybe some more stuff with Miyagi thereafter, because Mr. Miyagi passed away later than Pat Morita did,
Mhm.
and the idea behind that was that he got to be around Sam and Amanda for a few years before his passing.
Yeah.
So I think that would put Sam at 7, 8 years old.
okay, I didn't do the math, but yeah, I guess.
Yeah, she would have been a baby if they went with Pat Morita's death.
Yeah. So
So she wouldn't have known him. Yeah.
yeah, well, Mike Barnes was pretty unstable, but I would like to see a rematch with Daniel. Yeah. I don't think we'll get that. I don't think the more I think, the more I think about it, I don't think we'll see Mike Barnes as a bad guy at all. I think it would just be too much. Too much like old times.
I think so.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
this dude's still like what 30, 40 years later he's still crazy? What the hell? That doesn't happen.
People change.
People change, man.
People change. I'm not the same guy, that my wife met.
Yeah.
I changed for the better.
Yeah.
I grew up. I matured.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, same. I feel like I'm a different person every day.
yeah. Yeah.
I'm not schizophrenic.
Me neither.
Yeah. Is it Miguel walking behind Tori?
Too short to be Miguel.
Nah, yeah.
But we don't know how close the person was following.
Yeah. Yeah, and it might just be someone that was trying to get into the club or the fight or whatever. I don't think it maybe was really anyone with her. Mike has PTSD because of Silver. Nah, dude. Okay, let me lay the law here. I think, in my opinion, at least, I think the whole reason that Cobra Kai lost can all be pinned on Silver, because if it wasn't for him doing the point for point system thing, like you win a point, you lose a point, he would have won, and Cobra Kai would have been on top, and the show would be totally different today. So
It'd be different, yes.
yeah.
I don't know how different, but yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, Kreese would own them. There would be like 20 of them, right? There'd be 20 different locations, and Daniel would probably be pushed out of the valley.
And it would be Kreese on the billboard and not Daniel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then Daniel would be taking the shit on his billboard, not Johnny.
Right. Let's see. Do you think Hawk beat up Tyler? Maybe Kyler? Why is Knuckles for blood? Oh, we kind of talked about that. Like,
is he coming back?
Kyler? It's not confirmed.
It'd be cool.
I'll say that. It's not confirmed.
Why do you say it like that? You know something?
I've seen something.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Again, if you follow people on Instagram, you see things. Even if it's for a few seconds and they were removed because they were told to, maybe.
Oh,
So,
what? What the hell?
Yeah, pictures with other people. Kind of like when I didn't see this, but when they were filming season 2, apparently Tony O'Dell posted a picture somewhere in Atlanta, and people were like, "Oh, you're in Atlanta," and he was just basically like, "Oh, I'm just visiting some friends," and the picture may have stayed up, but it could be like something like that. You might catch things.
Yeah. Well,
These are human beings, some of them, they just don't think, and then, whoops, shouldn't have done that, People make mistakes.
I hope they make more mistakes. I'd love to
But
see.
it would be cool to see. To answer your question, it would be cool to see Kyler because I don't know anything because it wasn't confirmed.
Fair enough. I see what you're saying. Okay, so yeah, looking forward to seeing him in season 3. What's your opinion on the troll theory on Miyagi's hero complex? That he can't leave well enough alone and trains kids to go back at racists from the war. No, I think that's bullshit.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've ever heard that.
Same.
Yeah. No, man, Miyagi's all love, dude. I feel like he just wants to be left alone, and he just wants everyone to live in harmony and just wants to do his own thing, and that's it.
Yeah, I think so. All right. Anything else before we wrap this up?
Nah,
Miguel?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'd love to return to this next week or next weekend, and yeah. And we got to come up with a proper name. Yeah, dude, I'd love to have.
See when she comes in.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Whatchamacallit? Yeah, with Miguel, the only thing I'll say is I don't think it was a surprise that he was gonna wake up, but I'm glad that they showed it because it kind of puts a kibosh on everything, on the people that have been saying he's dead.
Yeah, everyone's like, "Oh, Miguel dies. Miguel death scene." Yeah. It's like, nah, dude, you can't kill the main character.
And I keep saying he is the Karate Kid. He's literally Daniel. Johnny is Miyagi. They're not gonna kill him off.
Yeah.
At least not this early.
Yeah.
And I keep saying that he needs to be around to show up in the spin-off Miyagi-Do when Sam is older and a sensei herself.
That's actually a really cool idea. Yeah, maybe they're gonna join. Hey, that'd be cool. Yeah, maybe they'll have a spin-off. They'll have their own thing going on, and they continue the legacy. Yeah. That'd be sweet. Okay, well, I know you got to get going here, so we're gonna wrap it up. Thanks, guys, for joining. This was an awesome stream. I had a lot of fun. We will catch you next week. Stay tuned. Hopefully Sunday or maybe even during the week. We'll let you guys know. Also, check out Peter's channel down below. I'll link it in the description. Tons of great interviews there. So, yeah, man. We'll see you guys then.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.